Hello everyone. Now we will solve June 2011 question quantum mechanics. Okay. I have already solved June 2011 December and June and December question. Now we will talk about 2012. The first question is the component along an arbitrary direction n cap with direction cosine nx, ny and z of the spin minus half particle is measured. The result is, we have given this and given spin, so you have to know this. If we have to given spin and direction cosine, so we will use a Pauli spin matrices. Okay, so here we have direction cosine of n cap with spin s, so we take the component of n cap will be nx I cap, ny j cap and z k cap, and the s vector will be sx I cap, sy j cap, sz k cap, because sx, sy x and sz are the Pauli spin matrices, and s will be equal to h cross upon to sigma and sigma y and sigma z also a Pauli spin matrices. The value of sigma x is this and this. You have already known what is Pauli spin matrices. Okay, now spin is generally two type, plus half and minus half. Okay, so the value will be plus h cross upon 2 or minus h cross upon 2. Okay, now we will find the value of n dot s, nx sx plus ny sil and z as this will be the product of two vectors. Okay, now we'll put the value of sx will be h cross upon to sigma x, h cross upon to sigma y, h cross upon to sigma z. Okay, now we take common to h cross upon 2. Okay, now the value will be this. Now we will solve this. Put the value of sigma x, sigma y, sigma z, and we will find this matrix, this value. Okay, now we can say that by solving this matrix we will find these values. Okay, this is a normal calculation, you can see that now, and this will be the n cap. Okay, so our answer will be plus minus h cross upon 2, that is h plus minus h cross upon 2. Answer second. Okay, this is general calculation, you already find what is that. Okay, uh, we just need to solve the Pauli spin matrices with direction cosine and cap. That is the concept. Okay, now now the second question is, the particle of mass m is in a cubic box size A. The potential inside the box is 0 and infinite outside. If the particle is in an eigenstate of energy, you have given a cubic box of size A. Okay, a box you have given of size A. Particle is in here, inside the box. Now the probability, the energy eigenvalue is given by this, so we have to find the eigen function or wave function. So for the cubic box, we know these things. The wave function is root 2 upon a power 3 by 2 sin n pi x upon a, n pi y upon b and n pi z upon a. Okay, that will be your eigen function. Now how we can find the value of n and nlm? Okay, so we have given energy, and for energy you can write n m l, or you can write nx, ny and z, whatever you want. Now here nx, ny and z is equals to 14. Okay, this is the energy value of the cubic box. Okay, this is the energy value of cubic box. For one dimension, the wave function is this. You have to remember this: root 2 upon a sin n pi x upon a. Or energy eigenvalue is n square pi square h square 2m square for the one dimension. And now for three dimension we use nx, ny and z. For one dimension we only use n, and for three dimension we use nx, ny and z. So here we have three dimension 3D cubic box, so the value will be this, and the energy value. So after comparing by this, nx square, ny square and z square will be equal to 14. How we can get 14? We can get 14 by 1 square, 2 square and 3 square. We need to make some possible combinations, that will be 1, 2 and 3. Square of these will be 14. So according to option, our function will be 1, 2 and 3 pi z upon a, like this. So answer will be D. Simple the concept. So you just remember the eigen function and eigenvalue for cubic box or one dimension box. Okay, now the next question is, shall NLM denote the eigenfunction of Hamiltonian for spherical symmetric potential VR? The wave function is given by this. Then the eigenfunction of, so he is asking, he is given wave function, okay, and he is asking the eigenfunction will be depend on the following options. Now here I will tell you a concept, that is, if it is written psi n l m, that means the first value denote n, second denote l, third denote m. Okay, so here we have that the value of n is 2, 2 and 2. The value of n is equals to 2, same for all. So the, and we know that energy or Hamiltonian is depend on minus 13.6 upon n square, that is the energy value of okay, and energy value. So it will depend on n, and here the value will be same, so it will depend on n will depend on h, so it will depend on h or e. Okay, now the another value is L. L is here 1, here 1, here 1. So L is also same here. And the value of L square is L, L plus 1, H cross square. So the value of L square and is this, eigenvalue of L square is this, and the L value is same for all. So it will also depend on L. And for the last value is NLM. M is 0, minus 1 and 1. Here M is not same. So m is not same, so function will not depend on m, and because Lz is equals to ml h cross, we know that Lz is m h cross, or m is not same for this, so the value will be not depend on m, so it is only depend on h and L square, not Lz, because for Lz m is not same, the value of n or L already same. Okay, so I have explained this question. Here is depend on n, and energy is depend on energy or h depend on n, and value of n is same for all, so it depend on n or h. Now the value of L is also same, so it will depend on L square, and Lz is equal to m h cross, and m is not same, so it will not depend on m, that is not depend on Lz. Okay, the next question is, find the, this is very easy question, s square plus p square comma p square commutation. So how we can solve this commutation relation? Okay, see this, I will tell a formula how we can open this. If we have to given b square, okay, so we can solve this by writing b dot b, okay, and after we can write this b plus ab b, okay, one time is here and one time here. Okay, similarly we can solve this. If it is written a square, so we can write this ab plus ab a. Okay, so I will open it by this method. First we write p square x square, and we can write xx and px, xx, and we write xx and px square. Okay, xx and px square in computation. So first we take x here and x px square as it is, plus we take x here. Okay, you can see in this copy x here, first time inside here and second not inside, outside, first time here and second time here. Okay, now here you can see this is this written. Now the value of x px square in the commutation relation will be if we have written this type of question, we can solve this by differentiate this term. If it is written p square, the differentiation of px will be 2px. Okay, 2px, this will be the differentiation of this function, and return will be, I will tell you a formula how we can open this. The formula is, if it is written fx and the function of fx, so it will be differentiation of that function and fx this will be the formula. So first we differentiate this and return the same term. Now I open it by this method. See this, here it is written x px square, so the differentiation of px will be 2 px, and it is written x px in the commutator, and the value of x px you already know, that is iota h cross. You have to remember this value. The value of commutation relation of x px is equals to iota h cross. Okay, so this is the iota h cross, and 2x is already out, and 2 h cross iota h cross is in the computation, and 2px we have find the differentiation and iota h cross is the formula relation of the commutation relation formula. Okay, now similarly we will find this value. This is x px square, same value it will given. Okay, the same value is this, and after solving this will be twice, that will be answer. Okay, now the second question is, a free particle is described by a plane wave and moving in opposite direction z. This is given by v is equals to v naught, and v if r is less than equal to r and r is greater than r, and v naught is a change to v naught, r is fixed due to the differential cross section in the Born approximation. So it is given as Born approximation question, scattering question, and he said that if we put the value of v2 equal to 2 v naught equal to 2 v naught, what will happen? So here the option is given. First we have to know the differentiation cross section formula. Okay, this is the formula: 2m upon h cos square k 0 to infinity r sin k r vr dr. Okay, this is the formula. You have to remember this. This is the formula: h cos 2m upon h cos square k r sin k r vr dr. If you have not getting what is it is written, I am getting it again: 2m upon h cos square k with minus sign and integration of 0 to infinity. Okay, r sin k r v naught dr. Okay, this is the formula you have to written. This is the Born approximation formula. Now we have to given that this limit from is less than r and greater than r, so we have to break the limit 0 to r and r to infinity. Okay, so I have break the limit is 0 to r and r to infinity. Okay, for 0 to r that will be 0. Okay, so it's not 0 to r, that for r is greater than r, that will be 0. That means this will be 0 and this will give the answer. So we will take only this limit, and this constant is out, and the value is this. Now this is the scattering amplitude. Scattering amplitude is written by f theta phi. F theta phi is denote the scattering amplitude, and this is the formula for scattering amplitude. And so we can see that the formula f theta is proportional to v naught, is depend on v naught, that is f theta is depend on v naught. And so we will find the scattering cross section. Scattering cross section is d sigma upon d omega will be equal to square of, or you can say sigma total will be equal to amplitude square, that is f theta square. So we, after squaring the amplitude, we will find the differential cross section. Okay, the value of differential cross section will be twice of the amplitude, will be square of the v square. Okay, if we have amplitude is f theta is proportional to v naught, then the sigma will be v naught square. So if it is given that in question, if v naught is twice of v naught, if we put the value of 2 v naught instead of v naught, that is sigma is proportional to 2 v naught square, that will be sigma is proportional to 4 times of v naught. So answer will be 4 times of v naught. The answer will be the increase of 4 times of original value. Okay, this is the question. So just you have to remember the formula, scattering cross section. Okay, now The next question is variational principle question. I have already made a video on how to solve variational principle question, so you can watch it from there. The method what is we have used. Now, the variation method is the variation calculation for the normalized constant is trial wave function is given. We have already given trial wave function, so we don't need to find or solve or take any trial wave function. Okay, and the limit is given. This we have to find ground state energy. The variation principle will give ground state energy correction. Okay, now, so how we can find this? I will tell about. I will tell you a detailed method. So first, the energy correction formula is first order energy correction is psi h psi. Okay, and what is h? H is Hamiltonian, and you know what is Hamiltonian? Hamiltonian is potential energy, kinetic energy plus potential energy, or kinetic energy is p square upon 2m, and the value of p is minus h square upon 2m del 2x upon del x square. You already know this is the momentum operator value. Okay, now we will put the value in this function, energy function. Okay, psi x is already given, and psi x is already given, and h we have find this. Okay, we will put psi x value and h values. Okay, now how we can solve this? See here, root 15 will be 15, and 4 16, and a5 by 2 5 by 2 is a5. Okay, this is the constant, we take it out. Okay, now I will rub it. Now here we have a square minus x square, x2 square upon 2m into double derivative of a square minus x square. We have double derivative of a square minus x square. This term is already taken out. Double derivative of a square minus x square. A square is the constant, so differentiation is 0, and double derivative of x square is 2x and 2. Here we will only have minus 2 with negative sign. 2 is with negative sign. Okay, so 2 will be cancelled out with 2, and the rest term is, this term is written, this is written this here now. Okay, and we will take x square upon 2m it's common. Now here we have only a square minus x square dx. Okay, now because it is even term, how we got to know it is even or odd? Because here we have x square. If we put negative value in the function, or we find negative value, negative x, and we find negative value of function, it is called odd function. If we put negative and we find positive, this is called even function. Here we put x negative and we will find positive because of x square, so it will call even function. For if the function is even, you already know that we can change the limit minus a to a is 0 to a by multiplying twice. Okay, now so I have changed the limit 0 to a by multiplying 2. This is the 2. Okay, 2. Now so we will solve the integration. This is the simple integration. A square is constant. The integration of a square is a square x, and the x square is x cube upon 3. Limit is 0 to a. By putting the limit, we will find the energy value. Simple calculation is this. For solving quantum mechanics question, you need to solve calculation, or you need to know the formula of integration. Okay. Now next question is, particle is in one dimension potential. You have given this condition, and there is at least one bound state. The minimum depth of the potential we have to find. We have to find minimum depth of potential. How we can get to know? Because this is a symmetric potential, symmetric depth of potential. How we get to know this is symmetric or asymmetric? This is asymmetric, not symmetric. This is asymmetric. How asymmetric or non-symmetric? You can say asymmetric. If the limit is between n plus 1 pi by 2 is n plus 1 pi by 2, we know n pi by 2. A limit is between this is called non-asymmetric wave function. Okay, now we know that there is a limit between L to L, so it is asymmetric wave function. So for asymmetric wave function, the value of depth is, or energy, is h square pi square atom L square 2n plus 1. This is the value of depth or energy. Okay, now for minimum value, n should be 0. That will, this is your answer, pi square x squared atom L square. That is, this will be your answer. So for no asymmetric value, the energy is n square pi square x square 8m L square or a square, but whatever the depth here, depth is L, so we can take L, and 2n plus 1. Here for minimum value n should be 0. Okay, now this is simple answer. Now the last question is, which of the following is self-adjoint operator in spherical polar coordinate r theta phi? What is self-adjoint operator? If the function is follow this property, that is called self-adjoint operator, that is a psi star phi dv psi star a phi dv. You know this property in your BSc. Okay, so this is the self-adjoint property. What is this? Integration of a psi star phi dv psi star a phi dv. Okay, now so here we will solve this question by the option. We take option C. We take option C. C is the option C is minus iota h cos sin theta del by del theta. We put this. Okay. Okay. Now we take a value. We put a value here and here, because this star is denote the complex conjugate quantity. What is complex conjugate? If we put iota is equals to minus iota, this is its complex conjugate quantity. Okay. Now here we put iota instead of minus iota. Okay, this is the complex conjugate quantity. Now you can clearly see that here is minus iota, after complex conjugate it is plus iota. Okay, we take iota to minus iota, the minus will be plus for complex conjugate. Okay, now this is the simple integration. You have to solve this only. So iota h cos is common, we can take it out, and there is the limit of integration. What is the limit? Minus infinity plus infinity, 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi. 0 to pi is limit of theta, 0 to 2 pi is limit of phi, and it is limit of r. Okay, you have to remember these things. There is in the polar coordinate system, the limit is three types. First, minus infinity plus infinity, limit of r. 0 to pi, limit of theta. 0 to 2 pi, limit of phi. Okay, now whatever function you have given, you will find the value of that function. Okay, now here we will solve this function. We take now we take the r square is and dr, the limit, solve the limit by dr, and d theta is the solved by this, and phi is solved by this. Okay, now we take the function first and second function. We solve this function by now you can see that there is a, but after solving these terms, that I sin is cancelled by sin, and the rest term is r square and dr. R square dr will be solved by this limit. Okay, and this theta is solved by this limit, and phi is solved by this limit. Okay, now so now we take this is your solution. Now we will solve this by the method first second. This is first and this is second. Okay, what is first second? You already know how we can solve first second method integration. First left, and we take second. The integration of this is psi star only. Differentiate will be removed, and limit is 0 to pi. This is the limit of theta, because we are solving in the limit of theta. Now the second is differentiation, first differentiation, second integration, and both integration. You know this. Okay, now at boundary condition, wave function should be finite. Okay, boundary condition, at boundary condition wave function will be should be finite. So we will find after solving the value, we will find this term again. So we know that for self-adjoint operator, this term will be equal to this term, and we find this term will be equal to this term. So it is called self-adjoint. In the question, if it is not equal to this, it will not self-adjoint. If it is equal to this term, so it will self-adjoint. Okay, so this is your question solution of 2012 June, and now we will take 2012 December question in next video. And thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Thank you.